Using biology to explain mental health disorders is alluring but risky. It isn't that biology lacks usefulness in understanding the mind. It also isn't that the mind is free from biological control or influence. In reality, everything is biological, including your thoughts, your speech, and the way that your speech impacts my brain activity. Technically, there are even likely genetic components to our conversation. I think we could even look at how my genes impact your brain activity and how I've inherited power over your brain activity on some level. Perhaps this video is even predetermined. This line of thought was brought about by someone insisting that biological causes ought to be the focus of diagnosis. From a philosophical lens, understanding causes is superior. But we simply cannot do that because of our limitations at the moment, at least regarding psychology. This essay pertains to the current state of things and people's tendency to seek biological answers too early when we don't understand the biology of thinking or how it results in problems or suffering. My worry about biological definitions of disorders is my fear for the day when we create asymptomatic autism, or something weird like that, rather than to admit that our biological definitions have strayed away from autism and now include people without symptoms. So, for now, there is a need to maintain a symptom-focused diagnosis to mental health problems, at least while we struggle to understand the connections between mind and body. In response to this idea, an individual brought up Parkinson's disease as a counterargument. Parkinson's is much clearer because of the dopaminergic neurons getting destroyed in the disease process. Notice that we tend to view Parkinson's as a physiological condition that results in mental health symptoms. Even diabetes results in psychological symptoms. Even your car breaking down on the side of the road will change your brain chemistry, experience, emotions, and behavior, resulting in psychological symptoms. Genetic predispositions will factor into determining your reaction to your car breaking down. The main concern with focusing on biological explanations for mental health symptoms isn't that it's inherently wrong to do so, but more that we will slip into accidentally believing we understand mental health too early in our exploration of the mind. Even Alzheimer's disease research has been controversial. Recently, Alzheimer's has made headlines for this reason. With something like schizophrenia, people can experience apparently analogous symptoms through external modulation. It's tempting to relate schizophrenia to Alzheimer's as being some sort of biological failure, but then sleep deprivation for days or certain drugs can emulate symptoms of schizophrenia. Occasionally, individuals with schizophrenia enter remission, suggesting the symptoms can be transient. One of my focuses in study is schizophrenia, so I have some ideas on what the biological causes are. I think schizophrenia involves inheriting a sensitivity to environmental contexts such as sleep deprivation or stress. I don't think it's a single disorder. The world isn't so pretty and categorical like that, unfortunately. Only our deluded proneness to beliefs and identity tell us to think that way. It is true that studying the biology of mental health is hugely useful, but we will make a lot of mistakes by jumping to conclusions about the connections between mind and biology too early. We just aren't there in our capacity to bridge the mind and body yet. We are so especially not there, more than any other possible topic of study in the world, I would wager. We understand biology of thinking and the mind less than we understand psychology. Though psychology itself is flimsy and exists as a soft science, psychology is at least soft enough for our squishy brains. Let's avoid falling for the illusions of mind-body connections while we seek a clearer picture of real mind-body connections. Perhaps we will not have the capacity to understand such connections. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and check out the Patreon if you'd like to help advance these projects. Also, I just finished a book called The Psychonet. It explores many ideas from this blog and is designed to make you feel alive, emotional, and maybe terrified. It uses AI art and depicts a story about AI. If that sounds interesting, then check in the description for links to that and other things. And I hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.